Magna Pestilencia is the debut full-length album from Abysmal Winds. This is a Swedish death metal band, and one that probably wouldn't want to be described as typically Swedish, although they do have that kind of that guitar sound of the buzzsaw feeling, not exactly the HM2 cult kind of sound, but these folks collectively hail from many different backgrounds, which might include black metal, doom metal, and thrash metal, and old school death thrash and whatnot. So there's a lot there that is in terms of them having experience putting together records. You can feel that experience on this record, and they've approached this in more of a way where this is them enjoying themselves playing classic death metal. It's not taking itself too seriously, but they're writing serious songs that are interested in the 80s death metal style, and they name things like early incantation, sadistic intent, and they end up sounding a little bit more like, I said, clandestine era entombed or interment on their Doom Prayer demo in 2022, and they followed up with a very similar sound here, which is maybe sped up a little bit. It's written a little bit tighter. All the adjustments you make on a debut album beyond a demo tape, and it feels like they are tighter as a band. They have some more experience together, and it makes for a solid Swedish death metal record. I still get those Dismember kind of vibes from this thing. I know that there are other influences that go into their sound, which are more classically kind of death thrash or 80s death metal. But for me, this record, it felt so much like a classic Swedish death metal record out of about 1992, 1993. That's not necessarily a bad thing, although none of it was, none of it really stood out all that effectively in terms of songwriting. It was just a solid death metal record. It cuts to a couple of punkish moments. It's got some blackened movements. It's got some doom in there, but most of it is straightforward 4-count death metal, rush through the riffs, and you're kind of done pretty quickly. There's some D-beat drumming in there. It's really kind of standard in that way. So if they're pointing to United States and UK death metal for influence, to me this was kind of just a classic record that didn't do anything new. So it's a moderately high recommendation for me. I don't have that much to say about it. It's just a pretty solid record. It's not one that I couldn't complain about. I think there's some great riffs on here and there. When they slow down, when they do something other than the simpler 4-count D-beat Swedish death metal thing, they really shine doing that. And you can feel it on the record when the mood changes entirely on those bigger, more complexly written songs. But when they're doing the standard kind of kick and hop kind of thing, it's just okay. It's pretty average. See what you think. It released on June 24th. You can listen to it now and check out my review for more details. Sinners